Hey, what's up, my fellow boxing fans? Yeah, I'm back with yet another boxing prediction round. Alright, well, first fight that I will be doing is for WBC Cruiserweight title fight in Miami. Yeah, on Saturday. Ilunga Junior Makabu is coming back, after losing this same title. Now he's got a chance to win it again. He was really dominated by Badu Jack earlier this year. He really didn't look good, and but he was actually supposed to fight the guy back then that he is fighting now, and that guy is Noel Gevor Mikaelian. Right. So Noel Gevor Mikaelian has been always a solid contender, but never really, you might say, never the guy who wins big fights. And yeah, I mean, his so far biggest wins were against some guys who either were past their best, like Valery Brudov, uh, or guys that were never really, I mean, elite level, just solid, like Kalenga. Yeah. Yeah, that was his last victory, and that was actually almost 2 years ago. So Mikaelian unfortunately didn't hasn't fought for that will be how many months? 12, 20, 20 months, or even 21 almost. So yeah, he's also been around for a while now. His debut as a professional came in 2011. Hmm. All right. I see. He's the taller guy here by 2.5 inches, and but he's not really the puncher. He's 33 years of age. He's got 11 knockouts of 26 wins so far. Two losses, but both on points, both to first class fighters, Lodarchik and Breeze, yeah. But both like several years back in time, so he hasn't lost now. And he's been really not very active. Actually, now that I see, he's only had like 6 fights in the last 6 years, or actually 6 fights in 5 years. Yeah, that's really not a lot, of course. And Makabu hasn't been very, Mr. Activity himself, but he's had more fights than we. Yeah, especially in 2018 and 2019. Yeah, I mean he was the champion for you know 3 years, but he only made two defenses in that time span. And of course, COVID came in and all that, but still. Anyway, what I expect in this fight, I mean, Mikaelian is a boxer, He's a taller, rangier guy. But it will be hard for him to win here because he must really outwork Makabu, who was the champion, and therefore you might say the establishment slightly favors him because he was already the champion. He is the puncher, but he looked really poor in his last fight against Badu Jack, and save for a couple of rounds only. Yeah, he is just a really heavy built, slow guy who has quite a lot of punching power, but nowadays it's hard. hard for him to use it properly. So I expect this fight to go the distance also because Mikaelian has shown that he's a tough cookie, you know. I mean, to go the distance against Breeze and Lodarchik, I mean, both guys can hit, first of all, even though Lodarchik was not prime anymore when Mikaelian fought him. It was a split decision, you know, in Poland. It was a disputed loss for Mikaelian, but still, you know, he's a tough guy, but just not a puncher. You know, I mean, he does have some knockout stoppages, but yeah, he's not a guy who usually wins by knockout. It's not like he doesn't have any power. No, that's not the case. But yeah, as I said, he's more of a boxer, you know, just that type. So yeah, he actually lives in Miami, where the fight is gonna be staged. So wow, well, I don't know, you know, who knows? I hope that he can win because I frankly am tired of Makabu. He's just, you know, he should just retire already. He has nothing to prove and to show anymore. And you know, when he was blasted away in 3 rounds by Tony Bellew, that was the first sign that he has some serious defensive flaws. And yeah, his chin isn't as good as I previously thought before that fight either. So yeah, you know, I think I favor Mikaelian to win, knowing the shape that Makabu is in, and knowing, having seen his last fight. If unless he comes into this fight in a whole lot, in a much different shape, a much better one, and everything, the mindset. Because last time he didn't engage much as well. He didn't throw many punches, so you know he will have to really engage this time to win and throw and land many punches, definitely. But I don't think he's capable of doing that against better opponents anyway. So yeah, I think Mikaelian will probably win by decision here and become the new WBC Cruiserweight champion finally. For so many years, he deserves it, I guess. You know. All right, moving on. There's another really good fight here, and that is Joe Cordina versus what's his name? Vasquez. Sorry, just a second. Oh, fuck, man. Against, yeah, Edward Vazquez. Thank you, finally. Yeah, you know, Joe Cordina is just, I mean, has established himself already as maybe, along with Sonny Edwards, I would say, the best British fighter right now, the most promising, the most spectacular. You know, I mean, his fights, you know, against Rakimov and what was the last guy that he fought? I mean, wow, just wow. I don't think that there was another. Rakimov was the last guy. Kenichi Ogawa also that knockout. Just, I mean, wow, man, that was crazy. So now he's fighting this guy. He's Edward Vasquez already has one loss, another puncher, 3 knockouts, so 15. Yeah, just it seems like you know, a step down, you know, in the terms of, you know, the level of competition. Because after a tough fight like the one against Rakimov, I think, yeah, it's logical. Him and his management want to tone it down to make it an easy finish to the year, an easier fight, you know, for Cordina, and one where he probably, you know, where the chance of him scoring a knockout is high. Also, I would say, yeah. So Cordina is just fabulous. I mean, his technique, his speed, his reflexes, the way, I mean, his stance, everything. I mean, the way he, stands there. It just reminds me of Roy Jones. That is when he was at his best. His counter punching ability also just incredible. He's got enough. I mean, he's just great in every department, even punching power. No, earlier maybe didn't look so, such a big puncher, but yeah, the Kenichi Ogawa fight proved that he can be when he wants to be. So yeah, I love those fighters that can do everything when they want to, but yeah, at their best. So he can outbox you, he can knock you out with one punch, he can beat you down, just outclass you. And that's what I think will happen here, bro. Yeah. So I think he'll probably score a stoppage, but I don't know when. Somewhere between round 6 and 10, probably. Yeah. So yeah, there isn't anything more to say about the fight. I mean, Joe Cordina is gonna, have a. He looks poised to take over the division, to put it that way. And there isn't that many people right now at 130 that can really, you know, challenge him. You got Navarrete, yeah, or Shaki Foster also. But those two probably are the only ones that can really bring a challenge, a real serious challenge. And even them, I wouldn't really call big favorites against Corina, but we'll see anyway. Yeah. So I think probably he will stop uh, Ed, Edwin Vasquez, or was it Edward Vasquez? Edward, sorry. All right, and then finally the last one. This is yeah, this is a heavyweight fight, not a big one, but we got a name there. One of the guys is a prospect, that still kind of considered a hot prospect, I guess. And that is Efe Ajagba. Yeah, the Nigerian heavyweight hope. Yeah, yeah, they have had several good boxers, and at heavyweight they had Samuel Peter, and yeah, at cruiserweight Latif Coyote, and now we got FL Jaguar, and yeah, his last fight against Ranko Subutsky ended kind of too early. It was a disqualification, and now he's fighting Joseph Goodall from Australia, who is 10-1-1 with 9 knockouts. So he's a big guy, also almost 6'6", which is a Jagba's height. Ajagba though has a really big reach, also 85 inches. It doesn't say. I don't think it says. Let's see here how big reach Goodall has. No, it doesn't say. Actually, here it says 88. Holy crap! Wow, for a Jaguar, that's amazing. Holy crap! I don't think I ever seen a boxer, especially not someone that is not 7 feet, to have such an enormous reach. I know Julius Long has kind of the same kind of reach, I think. All right, anyway, F. Ajagba is the favorite. No question about it. Clear favorite. 13 knockouts, 18 wins. One loss to Frank Sanchez, where he was kind of like, you know, found out, but it was just simply the wrong kind of opponent for him. Too slick, too clever, and still, a strong guy who can hit well enough. Also, he put the Jaguar down, and yeah, very capable, very clever guy, Frank Sanchez. So since then, he's bounced back. He's beaten Stefan Shaw, and Jean Kosovutsky now, even though it was not so much his own effort that it is, but anyway, uh, yeah. uh, so I think definitely this is a very, very winnable fight for Ajagba against Joseph Goodall. Maybe a little dangerous because this guy obviously has a punch, Goodall, but being far less experienced and not having fought anybody of note yet, Goodall. Well, he fought this guy Justice Hooney, who is but he is still at prospect level. Had only 5 fights when he fought, so that was his only loss also. So he wasn't stopped in that fight, but he was obviously outclassed. Just yeah, Hooney. So yeah, this is a good fight. I mean, I think probably Ajagba. I mean, he can win by a stoppage also, but this guy seems tough, and he's almost the same height and all that, same size. And I don't know really. Well, what do you know? Actually, I just found out that he did stop Stefan Shaw in his last fight. Wow, Joseph Goodall. Interesting. While Jara beat him on points, but he beat him first, so yeah. Anyway, as I said, this is a dangerous fight for Jara, definitely. So yeah, I still think probably that he will win, probably. I think, but it's not a given. And I see that the age difference isn't big either. Only 2 years for Ajagba, an advantage. So I don't know really. This is so hard. I think still I would favor slightly Ajagba, but and he hasn't yet been stopped or anything. Neither guy has, so it's kind of difficult to judge whether. So this will probably end, I think, by a decision, most likely. And if Ajagba manages to stop this guy, then it will be the sign that he does have, probably, he does have what it takes to compete with the best. Yeah. So as I said, I think the Sanchez fight came too early for him. He wasn't ready for it, and he would be a really difficult opponent for anybody. I think even the best like Usyk or Joshua or Fury. So yeah. Anyway, this is a fight that can go either way. Yeah, I mean, but most likely, I will say to make it easier, I'll jog up by points. All right. All right. See you. Bye.